Welcome to the Requel Pitch Podcast. My name is Tyler. I'm the host of the Krypton Report and this podcast here on YouTube. This is where I take a property that exists and I pitch it if I was in charge. And today, it's going to be a fun time. So we're going to be talking about the Flash. Now, I know what you're thinking. DC, I talk about a lot. Yeah, that's because my base podcast, Krypton Report. But also, it's a passion of mine. I love DC Comics, have since I was a child. Love all comics, but that's just how it is. The Flash is one of my favorite characters. I mean, recently we got the Flash movie starring Ezra Miller, and the biggest thing about that Flash film is it was made by people who didn't want to make a Flash movie, they wanted to make a Batman movie. And that's why if you watch that movie, all the Batman stuff in it is solid, really good, high quality Batman stuff. Now, all the stuff with the Flash is kind of secondary. The Flash does okay, and the story is not that great. It's kind of weak. So that's the problem. And with the DC being rebooted, I feel the Flash is not going to get the character that it deserves because it's only been a couple of years since its film. So I have an idea. Based on this DC universe having existed and metahumans existing, and because, like I said, I am a fan of The Flash, I'm a fan of the John Wesley Shipp series I watched as a child, and I'm a fan of the Grant Gustin series. I love the Grant Gustin series up until about season 4. It started getting a little wonky when everyone was getting replaced with new characters. That's kind of where it lost me, but still solid. So what you're thinking is, all right, how are you going to do the Flash? Well, to do the Flash in Tyler's DC with James Gunn it would be a different kind of film. The film would start with Kid Flash, Wally West, and Barry Allen running together. And the movie, in the first 15 minutes, Barry Allen would basically be killed, destroyed, evaporated, absorbed into the Speed Force, whatever. And it would be about Kid Flash stepping up and filling his mentor's shoes. And we would learn about his past, becoming Kid Flash, and like flashbacks and stuff throughout the film, and what Barry meant to him, and really stepping into his own, and about the idea of stepping out of the shadows of the people that we mentor, the people that we grow, the people that shepherd us, and becoming our own person. I think that Wally is a great character, and to a lot of people in my generation, Wally was our Flash because of when the comics were, but also because the Justice League cartoon was Wally West. He has a different personality, and I feel like we've kind of beat Barry Allen down to death. We had, like I said, we had Barry in the previous movie films in the DCU, and he just kind of was a miss. We had an amazing Barry with Grant Gustin, and I think you could almost look at that as this spiritual prequel where you kind of know Barry's story, but it's about Wally. And I still would do the villains as the rogues, and how you have this where Captain Cold kind of had an honor system with Barry Allen, where they were kind of frenemies, and Captain Cold didn't necessarily hate the Flash Barry, but they had a working relationship, and how now it's Kid Flash taking over and what that looks like in that dynamic, and how does everyone come to appreciate him as now the Flash and stepping up. I think it would be great if he was like, a teenager, and like after Barry disappears, it kind of picks up like a year later. Maybe he's like 17, 18 years old, on that cusp of adulthood, basically, and how the Flash has been missing, and how Kid Flash has been missing because Wally couldn't do it because he felt he's the one that failed Barry, but then he has to become the hero that he always was and step into it. I think that is a strong story, and I would love to see that as where we start the DCE or the DCU off with the Flash. Let me know your comments in the post. Thank you.